Welcome back. Today, we're taking a nostalgic trip down memory lane as we revisit the iconic TV series Kung Fu, which aired from 1972 to 1975. Join us as we explore the lives and careers of the cast members then and now, and reminisce about the unforgettable moments that made this show a timeless classic. So, grab your popcorn, sit back, and let's dive into the world of Kung Fu. Philip Ahn as Master Khan. Master Chen Ming Khan stands as a prominent figure in the renowned 1972 television series Kung Fu. Throughout the show, Caine often reminisces about crucial teachings from his childhood training at the monastery imparted by his mentors, the sightless Master Po and Master Chen Ming Khan. Ahn's cinematic journey commenced with his debut in the 1935 film A Scream in the Night. Despite initially being rejected by director Louis Milestone for his impeccable English, Ahn secured notable roles in subsequent films such as Anything Goes alongside Bing Crosby, The General Died at Dawn, and Stowaway opposite Shirley Temple. He notably shared the screen with Anna May Wong in Daughter of Shanghai and King of Chinatown, marking the first Asian-American romantic pairing in Hollywood's sound-era cinema. Beyond his acting career, Ahn actively engaged in the Korean community of Los Angeles, advocating for the sister city relationship between Los Angeles and Busan, South Korea. He played a pivotal role in bringing the Korean Bell of Friendship to San Pedro, California, a landmark featured in numerous films. Additionally, Ahn served as the honorary mayor of Panorama City, California, for 2 decades, and resided in a house later inhabited by Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love. Ahn's legacy extended to his family, with his brother Philson pursuing a minor acting career, notably appearing as Prince Talon in the serial Buck Rogers. Meanwhile, his sister Susan carved her path as the first female gunnery officer in the U.S. Navy, achieving the rank of lieutenant and serving in naval intelligence and the early days of the National Security Agency. In 1968, Ahn embarked on a USO tour of South Vietnam, visiting American and South Korean troops during the Vietnam War. Sadly, Ahn passed away on February 28, 1978, following complications from surgery. Keye Luke as Master Po. Master Po assumes a pivotal role in the esteemed 1972 television series Kung Fu. Hailing as a priest at the Shaolin Temple in Hunan, Master Po expressed particular fondness for his prized pupil, Kwai Chang Caine. Before transitioning into acting, he pursued a career as an artist in Seattle and later in Hollywood. Luke contributed to the creation of several murals within Grauman's Chinese Theater and crafted a mural for the casino set in The Shanghai Gesture, 1941. Luke marked his cinematic debut with Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer in The Painted Veil, 1934, followed by a significant role as Charlie Chan's eldest son, Lee Chan, in Charlie Chan in Paris, 1935. His chemistry with Warner Oland, portraying Chan, was so compelling that Number One's son became a recurring character in the series, offering both aid and distraction to Pop Chan in his investigations. In recognition of his illustrious career, Luke received the Lifetime Achievement Award from Asian Pacific American artists in 1986. Additionally, he was bestowed with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, located prominently on the sidewalk in front of 7,000 Hollywood BLVD. Luke passed away due to a stroke on January 12, 1991, at the age of 86. Radames Pera as young Caine. After portraying various youthful characters, from 1972 to 1975, Radames took on the role of young Caine in the ABC television series Kung Fu. Caine, an orphan hailing from Hunan province in China, had an American father and a Chinese mother. Radames graced screens throughout the original 4-year duration of the acclaimed Warner Bros. ABC series, continuing to captivate audiences in reruns worldwide for many subsequent years. To embody the character, Radames underwent head shaving for the pilot and second season, resorting to bald cap makeup for the first and third seasons. Additionally, Radames held a recurring part in Little House on the Prairie as John, Jr., the eldest adopted son of Mr. Edwards, and emerged as the romantic interest of Mary Ingalls during the show's second and third seasons. His repertoire extends to a memorable appearance as a disquieting pre-adolescent in an episode of Night Gallery titled Silent Snow, Secret Snow, narrated by Orson Welles. Radames graced other television series with guest appearances, including The $6 Million Man, and portrayed Don Ameche's offspring in the telefilm Gidget Gets Married. From 1969 to 1985, he made notable guest appearances on programs such as Lassie, Marcus Welby, MD, Family Affair, Hawaii Five-0, and The Waltons, among numerous others. Radames retired from the acting profession entirely after 1987. His final performances were on Mickey Spillane's The New Mike Hammer and Starman. His last cinematic role of the 20th century was as Sergeant Stepan Gorsky, a Soviet soldier, in John Milius's Red Dawn, 1984. Since 2017, he has resided in France. Radames developed a keen interest in video and electronics, establishing his own company, All Systems Go, in Los Angeles in 1988. He specialized in designing and installing home theater and residential sound systems, catering to esteemed clients such as Johnny Depp, Nicolas Cage, Sharon Stone, Winona Ryder, Robert Downey Jr., Ben Stiller, Chuck Norris, and others. Richard Liu as Master Sun. Liu acted as an instructor for Shaolin monks in 3 installments of the popular TV series Kung Fu, between 1972 and 1975, and additionally made 3 more appearances portraying different characters. The financial collapse of 1929 and the consequent economic downturn compelled Liu to restart his career. He became engaged in amateur and later professional theater groups, and in 1931 starred in his debut film. Similar to many Asian performers in non-Asian nations, he primarily took on minor stereotypical parts, yet he swiftly gained recognition in several films. In 1944, he portrayed a Chinese military officer opposite Gregory Peck in The Keys of the Kingdom. He secured a rare heroic character as a battle-weary Japanese-American soldier in Samuel Fuller's acclaimed Korean War film, The Steel Helmet, 1951. Though he predominantly assumed stock roles in movies and minor television appearances during the latter phase of his career. His portrayal of the Thai billionaire tycoon Hai Fat in the James Bond flick. The Man with the Golden Gun in 1974 stands out among his credits, starring alongside Roger Moore and Christopher Lee. Liu's initial spouse, Bessie Sue, was a prominent Hollywood representative. They had twin daughters named Angela Marie Liu and Beverly Jane Liu. Beverly Liu excelled in the publishing industry, while Angela Liu Levy pursued a career as a Hollywood agent and accomplished ski patroller. Richard Liu remained with his second spouse, Hope, until his passing in 1983 at the age of 80. He had a stepdaughter named Crystal Hope Mintz, James Hong as Chun Yen. He frequently appeared as a guest star on the ABC television series Kung Fu from 1972 to 1975. Following the Korean conflict, Hong relocated to Los Angeles in 1953, accompanied by a companion, where he completed his studies at the University of Southern California. Subsequently, Hong commenced full-time employment as a civil engineer for Los Angeles County during daylight hours, while engaging in acting during evenings, weekends, and utilizing vacation and sick days for 5.5 years to fully immerse himself in acting and voiceover work. Hong has amassed a repertoire of over 600 roles in television and film. Hong featured in the A24 cinematic production Everything Everywhere All at Once, hitting screens on March 25, 2022. He clinched the Screen Actors Guild Award for Outstanding Performance by a cast in a motion picture alongside the film's ensemble. Attending the 2023 Academy Awards ceremony, where the film garnered 7 Oscars out of 11 nominations, he sported a bow tie adorned with whimsical eyes. In the animated series Gremlins, Secrets of the Mogwai, aired on Max in 2023, Hong lent his voice to the character Grandpa Wing. Residing in Los Angeles, California, Hong shares his home with his spouse Susan Tong, whom he wed in 1977. The couple is blessed with 3 daughters and 8 grandchildren. Hong adheres to the Presbyterian faith. During his childhood in Minneapolis, he worshipped with his family at Westminster Presbyterian Church. In 2020, Daniel Dae Kim initiated a GoFundMe initiative to secure a star for Hong on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Honored as part of the 2022 cohort, Hong became the oldest recipient of the accolade at the age of 93. Tim McIntyre as Daniel Caine. Tim McIntyre featured in 6 installments of Kung Fu, portraying the estranged sibling of Caine in 4 of them. In the 1968 pilot Justice for All, McIntyre starred as Dickie, the son-in-law, a role that later transitioned, 1971, into the series All in the Family, with Rob Reiner cast as the son-in-law. His television repertoire encompassed roles such as appearances in the Western The Legend of Jesse James, a 1965 segment titled The Storm on the TV Western Gunsmoke, the 1966 episode Gauntlet of Fire from the series 12 O'Clock High, and the 1976 miniseries Rich Man, Poor Man, along with Rich Man, Poor Man Book 2. He also featured in the Invaders episodes, Genesis and Dark Outpost 1967-68. McIntyre contributed to the musical compositions for film soundtracks, notably Jeremiah Johnson, 1972, and A Boy and His Dog, 1975, where he lent his voice to the character of the dog, portrayed by Tiger. Soap, 1979, he provided the devil's voice for the Demon Baby. McIntyre was also involved in numerous voiceover projects for television and radio commercials. Born to actors John McIntyre, known for television westerns Wagon Train and The Virginian, and Jeanette Nolan, who amassed over 300 television appearances and received 4 Emmy Award nominations, McIntyre was survived by his sister, the actress and photographer Holly Wright. He shared the screen with his father in the 1966 episode The Cave-In of the series The FBI. McIntyre passed away at the age of 41 on April 15, 1986, succumbing to congestive heart failure in Los Angeles. Victor Sen Yung as Tommo. In the early 1970s, Sen Yung had a recurring part in 7 episodes of the television series Kung Fu. Sen Yung marked his initial significant acting debut in the 1938 film Charlie Chan in Honolulu, portraying the Chinese detective's second son, Jimmy Chan. In this motion picture, Sidney Toler stepped in for the recently deceased Warner Oland as Charlie Chan, while Sen Yung replaced Oland's first son, Lee, previously portrayed by Keye Luke. During World War II, he enlisted in the U.S. Army Air Forces, just as his former co-star Sidney Toler was gearing up to revive the dormant Charlie Chan series at Monogram Pictures. As per author James L. Nebar, Sen Yung's military commitments compelled him to postpone rejoining the series immediately, yet Monogram extended a standing invitation for him to return once his service was complete. In 1972, Sen Yung was aboard Pacific Southwest Airlines Flight 710, which was hijacked. The FBI intervened, and during the ensuing exchange of gunfire, Sen Yung sustained a gunshot wound to the lower back. He and another injured passenger survived, but 3 others, the hijackers and 1 passenger, lost their lives. In 1975, he featured on Gary Moore's To Tell the Truth and recounted the hijacking incident. Disguised in a sport coat and flanked by 2 dissimilar imposters, Sen Yung went unrecognized by any of the 4 panelists, who failed to identify him as the character actor. Victor Sen Yung passed away in his residence in North Hollywood in 1980 at the age of 65. The actor, who managed a small Chinese pottery business through mail order, was crafting clayware and curing the items in an oven when he succumbed to natural gas poisoning from a gas leak. His body was discovered on November 9th, although he had reportedly been deceased for at least 10 days, potentially since around October 31st. Leslie Nielsen as Vincent Corbino. Leslie Nielsen portrayed Vincent Corbino in the series. Nielsen's career kicked off with serious roles on television during television's golden age, featuring in 46 live programs in 1950 alone. He remarked that during that time there was very little treasure. We only received $75 or $100 per show. He lent his voice to documentaries and advertisements, and much of his early work as a serious actor was unremarkable. Nielsen's secondary role as Dr. Rumack in Zucker Abrahams and Zucker's 1980s Airplane marked a pivotal moment in his career. The movie, a spoof of disaster films like 0 Hour and Airport, centered on crafting comedy with actors renowned for their serious roles. Notable cast members included Robert Stack, Peter Graves, and Lloyd Bridges. Nielsen tied the knot 4 times, with nightclub vocalist Monica Boyar, 1950-1956, Alessandra Ullman, 1958-1973, Brooks Oliver, 1981-1983, and Barbary Earl, 2001, his passing in 2010. He fathered 2 daughters from his second union, Maura and Thea Nielsen. Nielsen frequently indulged in golf. He quipped, "I lack aspirations or ambition. However, I do hope to labor sufficiently to sustain whatever degree of fame I possess so that I will continue receiving invitations to golf tournaments." His passion for the sport led him to comedic instructional films. In November 2010, Nielsen was admitted to Holy Cross Hospital in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, with pneumonia. On November 28th, Doug Nielsen, Nielsen's nephew, informed the CJOB radio station that the 84-year-old Nielsen had passed away peacefully in his sleep from pneumonia around 5:30 p.m. EST, surrounded by loved ones. Clyde Kusatsu as Han Su-lok. Kusatsu landed his inaugural television role on Kung Fu, appearing in 4 installments. He has been a fixture on various television shows, commencing with Bring 'Em Back Alive on CBS, 1982-83, and the Hawaii-based medical series Island Sun on CBS, 1989-90, portraying Dr. Kenji Fushida, the confidant of the character portrayed by Richard Chamberlain. In cinema, he collaborated with Toshiro Mifune in Midway, 1976, and subsequently in John Frankenheimer's Black Sunday, 1977, and The Challenge, 1981. Kusatsu took on roles in Dragon, The Bruce Lee Story, 1993, In the Line of Fire, 1993, and American Pie, 1999. His filmography also encompasses appearances such as Mr. Agasa in Shop Girl and Lee Woo, the head of security at the United Nations headquarters, in Sidney Pollack's The Interpreter, 2005. He featured alongside Glenn Close in Bruce Beresford's World War II saga Paradise Road, 1997. In 2012, the Screen Actors Guild, SAG, and the American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, AFTRA, the 2 unions representing actors, merged to form SAG-AFTRA. Kusatsu assumed the inaugural presidency of the newly formed SAG-AFTRA local in Los Angeles in 2013. He concurrently held the position of the first national vice president, Los Angeles, and was re-elected to the role 4 times until 2021, when Michelle Hurd succeeded him. Kusatsu has been married to his wife Gail, formerly Shuffler, since 1976, and they share 2 sons, Kevin and Andrew. David Carradine as Kwai Chang Caine. Kwai is the fatherless child of an American man, Thomas Henry Caine, Bill Fletcher, and a Chinese woman, Kwai Lin. Due to his fatherless state, he is brought up by his maternal grandfather. Following his grandfather's demise, he is admitted to undergo training at a Shaolin monastery, where he matures into a Shaolin monk and adept in martial arts. After leaving the military, Carradine delved into acting earnestly. He was counseled to alter his name to prevent confusion with his renowned father. Reflecting on a 2005 interview, Carradine reveals his father's encouragement towards his acting aspirations. The first instance I ventured beyond academic pursuits, which was a staging of Romeo and Juliet, he traveled up from Hollywood to San Francisco to witness it. Subsequently, he generously imparted invaluable counsel to me. He gradually grew proud of my endeavors. In the latter part of the 1950s, while residing in San Francisco, Carradine was apprehended for assaulting a law enforcement officer. He pleaded guilty to a lesser offense of breaching the peace. During his tenure in the military, he faced military tribunal on multiple occasions for theft. Following his establishment as an actor and his name changed to David, he was apprehended in 1967 for possessing marijuana. Carradine arrived in Bangkok, Thailand on May 31, 2009 for the filming of the movie Stretch. He was last sighted alive on June 3rd, but subsequent attempts to reach him proved futile after he missed a scheduled meal with the film crew. On June 4th, Carradine was discovered deceased in his quarters at the Swiss Yotel Nai Lert Park Hotel. Letar Tirapop Luan Seng, Letar Kolisher Pirom Jantra Pirom, reported that Carradine was discovered unclothed and had hanged himself in the wardrobe's closet using a drapery cord. Authorities stated he had been deceased for at least 12 hours and found no indications of a scuffle. Thai authorities posited that the demise might have stemmed from inadvertent suffocation due to autoerotic asphyxiation, given the absence of a suicide note and the discovery of a rope tethered to both his neck and genitalia. It's been a fascinating ride down memory lane, revisiting the remarkable careers and transformations of these talented actors. So, until next time, keep the memories alive and remember to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment down below sharing your favorite Kung Fu moments.